good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Theme couple music. Guys, it seems like a lot of chicks are pretty much trying to reinvent themselves. And maybe it's because of their own maturity. Maybe they're learning, they're growing, they just don't want to do things the way that they used to do. And like my grandma used to always say, age does bring about a change. Until it doesn't. Some people are just forced to change, otherwise they're going to get left behind. We've seen this with Amber Rose. Amber Rose was an extreme Trump hater in 2016. She was a candidate for the slut walk. All of that was going down until we saw Amber Rose doing this.
The left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side, the people who support him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote to put money back in our pockets and good food on our kids' plates.
These kinds of voices, I heard some grousing about this from some of the conservative. This is how you change the composition of the electorate.
That was probably the most dangerous speak for the Democratic coalition. That is a young woman of color. She's describing the experience a lot of people have, feeling that maybe if you're around too many liberals, you might get criticized too much, or you might not be able to speak your mind. And she spoke to it really well. And she's way more famous than any of us up here.
Now that's crazy. Now all of a sudden, Donald Trump isn't racist. She supports Trump. But why is that the case? Well, Amber Rose can't really compete with IG models anymore. And it's not because Amber Rose is not beautiful. That's not really what it is. It's just Amber Rose is just there. She's been there. She's done that. It's time for newer IG models that are younger to come into the game. And she just doesn't have the appeal with younger people like she used to. You know, she should have kind of upgraded her situation and kind of changed it up, you know, like 50 Cent. He was a hot rapper 20 years ago. Now he's a hot producer today. That's 50 Cent changing up his style, making a lateral move. So because Amber Rose failed to do that like Kim Kardashian, this is her lateral move. But she ain't the only person making a lateral move. Oh my God. Can't get a dun sound effect. Yeah, Brittany Renner is making a lateral move. Rewind. Brittany Renner is one of the most famous people on social media who have been, you know, the first generation of IG models. We don't even need to play any clips of Brittany Renner getting drunk on podcasts, talking crazy, being belligerent, like we know that she can do. Nobody does it better than Brittany. We've talked about Brittany Renner roasting pearly things, just doing all kind of crazy stuff, right? But here's the one thing about Brittany Renner. She always felt like, you know, people took advantage of her. She was never really loved, and she let them.
I didn't understand my value, and they were just mirroring back that lack of knowing.
Yeah.
I can't blame them for taking advantage. It was like I marked myself for clearance, and it was me trying to connect. Like, sex is better when there's meaning, when there's substance, when there's an understanding, when you have to work for it. Like, what are we doing? Sex without love or some type of bond is just exercise, you know? And when I took a step back and really started asking myself, like, what the am I doing?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't feel good. How can I change this? So that really was for me like an eye opener, just not feeling good about myself after.
And how did you change it? Or how will you change it?
I've been on strikes since October.
And so what this shows me is Brittany Renner is a lady that obviously has never had any real guidance in her life. And, you know, she's went from guy to guy to guy because nobody frankly liked her enough to really care about her. And the guy that she was dealing with was younger than her and really could not impact her life in a powerful way. So Brittany, who was very sexually free and freedom of expression, came to social media in the last 24 to 36 hours and posted this clip.
First of all, honey, you know what I've noticed? In any message I share, for the record, always applies to myself. Like, I'm not exempt just because I'm sharing it. So I've noticed that we want a signier sign. Mind you, we've been getting dreams, songs, angel numbers, that post that came across our feed that just so happened to apply to our situation. But we want the sign to be on the billboard in big red letters, lit up with glitter. And it's almost as if we're waiting for this moment to feel ready. You're not going to feel ready for something you've never done. That's why you have to get pushed. We're also waiting for us to trust the outside world and the people in it. But a bird doesn't trust the branch it lands on. It trusts its wings. And you should do the same.
That's different. Brittany Renner in Muslim garb. But wait, there's more.
First of all, hi. So I'm currently cleaning house, out with the old, in with the new, manifesting a new wardrobe, inshallah. I have no idea how this is gonna look. I have contractual obligations, clothes to wear, posts to do, bills that have to be paid, and, showing up the best I can, right? Because I know that it's not gonna be perfect. I know that people may have a gripe. I mean, my arms are out, right? First of all, it's hot, and then I sweat like a puddle under my armpits. Not an excuse, but looking into Botox under my arms and finding clothes that are more aligned with where I'm headed, even if it's not to the book perfect. That's what this is all about for me, as I'm just going to show up and give my best, and every day my best gets better.
So Brittany Renner is throwing out all of her old clothes, and she's, becoming a Muslim. She said it was a contractual thing. I don't think she would play with Islam as a religion. She does understand the restrictions she's under. But what does this remind me of? I'll tell you what this reminds me of. This reminds me of, women when they have been in the streets and they've done so many things. So, drinking, smoking, dating guys, they join church, right? So they join church to rebrand themselves. In Christianity, you can become a born again Christian, which means that all of your sins are kind of washed away. And then you get those chicks saying, hey, you cannot sleep with me now until marriage. I'm now reborn in Jesus Christ. And, it might work for them, but the problem is it doesn't really work for anybody else. And then if you look at the rest of Brittany Renner's page, though, she's having a hard time letting her old self go because all of the other videos and pictures of her half naked are still very much up there. And even one picture is pinned to the top. So again, that makes it very difficult to believe that what she's doing is, is truthful. Maybe she will delete these posts. I'm not sure. But the thing is, Brittany Renner is a woman that's just begging for help. A lady like her that's going to an extreme form of conservatism is just like Amber Rose going to an extreme form of conservatism. They understand that this stuff doesn't work. Being out here, being a city girl, being a chick like that, partying, doing whatever you want, that doesn't really bring them any happiness. And they do want to be under the protection of a man somehow. That's why you see a lot of the ladies who used to be like on the right, like Sharika Souls, who used to be on Ghetto Gaggers. Put the clapping sounds. You now see those women, okay? You now see them, really going towards the right, the far right. And that is because there's been a lack of male protection. Nobody really cared about them, and they need leadership, and their life by themselves is not turning into anything. They're not getting anywhere. What's the point of being beautiful and being very attractive if everything in your life is crumbling in shambles because your life has no instruction? Islam will give you some instruction. Christianity, which I don't know about now, but it should give you some instruction, and that's what these women are looking for. They're looking for some form of male leadership. And remember, she did interview or had a podcast debate with Andrew Tate, who also turned to Islam himself. So expect more of these former IG models as they get older to try to appeal to a guy when they can't appeal to the guys they used to. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Put your fire, you just heard the bell. We're out.